Hi, this is Scott from Plays with Soldiers, and today we're going to do a one-turn playthrough of Set a Watch, Souls of the Coin by Rock Manor Games. Now you'll have seen previously our unboxing video, and look forward in the next couple of weeks to our review that we're going to do of this same game. So, let's have a look and see how a turn pans out.
Okay, so here we are, ready to take our first turn, and the first phase that we have is the roll dice. Now I've got 4 adventurers, the witch, the bounty hunter, the monk and the barbarian. So let's roll some dice. Barbarian first. Oh, mighty 12, but balanced with a 3 and a 2. The monk. 2 4s and a 1. The bounty hunter. A mighty 8. A 4 and a 1, and then the witch. Oh, a 4 and 2 1s. So next up is the camp phase. So I need to look at the dice and decide who it is I want to send to the camp. I'm going to send the witch because she has 2 1s and a 4. So what am I going to use for these actions? Let's put a 1 into scout ahead. This is going to get us a coin. And we get to look at the top 2 cards. So I'm going to have a look at this. This is a giant bat, and I can decide whether I want to put that on the top or whether I want to drop that to the bottom. Okay, I've decided I want to keep that at the top. And I'm going to spend a dice on chopping firewood, which is going to get us another coin and 2 bits of firewood. And then I think I'm going to chop more wood, give us another 2. And this gets us past this threshold, which is going to be important in the next phase. So with all of our dice used up, we move on to the next phase. So the next phase is the merchant phase. We've acquired ourselves 2 gold coins here from using our actions on the camp. These are the items that we can buy, but they're all worth 4. So with 2, we can't afford them, so we're going to bank those and use them on a later turn. So now we're into the 4th phase, the watch phase. Now this is where we prepare the creature line, reveal the creatures, and actually start doing some fighting. Now this location here tells us we're going to be pulling out 6 monsters. And the tall grass is each time a creature with a first position power is revealed, move that creature 1 space towards first position. So let's pull 6 monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 monsters in the line. Now, I mentioned before that because we chop firewood, we'd hit this threshold here, which means our campfire will illuminate 3 monsters. So we start from position 1 and start flipping cards. A giant bat, first position. Well, it is in first position. Swap giant bat with the top vampire in the graveyard, if any. There are no vampires in the graveyard. Second monster. Poison spider, reveal. An adventurer with no exhausted abilities must immediately exhaust one. Now, all of the adventurers start with an exhausted ability, so this isn't actually going to trigger. And then because we've got 3 here, we get to flip the 3rd one. And this is a frost worm. When this gets to first position, minus X campfire, where X is equal to the number of exhausted abilities of adventurers currently on watch. Now, because this has got a first position power, it's going to move 1 space forwards. Just like that. And when it hits first position, this will trigger. So, let's fight some monsters. Okay, so I've got a giant bat, has got 7 health. This frostworm's got 8. I really don't want this to get to first position because I don't want it to extinguish my campfire. So I'm going to use my ranged people, my witch and my bounty hunter, to fight. But my witch can't fight because she tended the campsite. So I can't use her in this phase. So I've got 1, just the bounty hunter. And I need to do 8. Now luckily this is an 8 dice here. So we're going to use that 8. And we're going to kill that frostworm. And these will all move up. And because I can see the front 3, this one will be revealed. It's a forest giant. Ongoing. Forest giant's health is increased by the next creature's base health. Reveal the next creature in the line if necessary. It's a bone knight with 10 health. So this has got 8 plus 10. This has got 18 health now. That's that's a bit tough. Right, let's have a look at what we've got. So we need to get rid of this. We need a 7. Okay, so if we were to... So we've got a skill here that's bloodied. Exhaust this ability to increase one of your dice to its maximum value for each of your exhausted abilities, including this one. So I can exhaust this, and I can push 2 dice to its maximums. So I'm going to bump this one to 12. And because I've got 2 abilities that are exhausted, I can bump this one to 12. So I've got 3 12s in there, which are good. So let's use... What should we use? Let's use this chi attack. Choose a revealed creature in the line. Deal to that creature damage equal to the total of your unspent dice. So the total is 4, 8, 9. So I could do 9 damage to something. So if we get rid of that, well, actually, we're going to use the dice to use that. So it's not 9, it's going to be 8. But we're going to defeat this, which brings all of these along. Now I need a 6 here to get rid of this, don't I? But I think if I spend 4 and 4 for 8, that'll get rid of that. And then that will reveal this. Now, because the bounty hunter helped fight that, I can claim that as a bounty, which helps with some of his powers. So he's going to keep that to the side. And that opens a scarecrow. Ongoing. Each adventurer resolving a direct attack against the scarecrow must use their highest available dice. Okay, so this forest giant here has currently got 18 health. So I need to get rid of that. So I'm going to hit it with 12. Actually, I've got an ability here, stone. So for each melee adventurer on watch, including the barbarian, so I have 2, you may resolve a single dice direct attack with +1 range. So if I use this with +1 range, now what range means is if you're a melee, you can fight the first position creature, and if you're ranged, you can fight first or second position creatures. So I've got these 3, and I want to do this stone's throw here. So I will resolve a single die direct damage with a +1 range. I'll give 12 to that. Now this says defeated. If there is a revealed unhallowed or acolyte in the line, add it to the end of the line instead of the graveyard. Now luckily there isn't, so he can go to the graveyard, which means this drops back down to 8, which I can take with that dice, and then take also that one with the next 12, which will take that out. And that's the end of the watch phase. If there was any monsters that were left, they would now attack and they would inflict exhaustion on my adventurers. But because my adventurers still have unexhausted skills on them, they still count as surviving, and that means they can move through to the next round. So the last thing to do is seeing where we go next. And this will be the Fog of Memory. After adventurers roll dice, each adventurer must select one of their dice and set it to the number of locations in the discard. And there's going to be 8 monsters coming out next turn.
So that was a 1-turn playthrough of Set a Watch, Swords of the Coin from Rock Manor Games. Keep an eye out in the next couple of weeks for the review. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and all the rest of the social media shenanigans. So, see you next time. And maybe you can join me as my group plays with soldiers.